It's Toys versus iPad Kids. It was a very special opening day of Toy Story 5 for the birthday boy, James. The fact that we got to celebrate James's birthday and see Toy Story 5, double whammy. Times change, kids change, but also what kids do for fun changes. Enter iPad Kids. That's right, so the Toy Story gang are up against tablets now.
Who would have thought? Not me.
But I think a subject like kids on tablets and entering that transitionary period of no longer really playing with toys and entering the quote-unquote tablet era. I was talking to a coworker of mine that actually saw Toy Story 5, and she really resonated with the film because her daughter is around the same age as Bonnie. So her daughter is also going through that phase where she's kind of done playing with toys and more so sticking to the tablet. I'm so glad Jessie got her own story because it felt like it was a long time coming, right? I mean, she was introduced in Toy Story 2, and then 3 and 4, we got a lot more spotlight, but here we got this nice highlighted focus that I feel like really put a nice bow into Jessie's story. I'm also so happy that Joanne Cusack was able to come back. Obviously, you have the return of the OGs like Buzz and Woody, played by Tim Allen and Tom Hanks. It's time for Woody's Roundup. Still can't get that out of my head. And I heard that originally Woody wasn't supposed to be in the film, but how could you leave that out? I'm just kidding. I'm just using another chance to use JPEG Mafia. But there are some actors that didn't. You had Don Rickles, who played Mr. Potato Head, who sadly passed away in 2017, and for Toy Story 4, they used older audio. Sad to say, Mrs. Potato Head, who passed away in 2022, did not come back. Lastly, capping off with the passing of Carl Weathers in 2024, Combat Carl was also recast. And I didn't mind the recasts. What I did mind was the sidelining of some of the OGs. I wish we got a little bit more of Rex and Ham and even the Hedgehog, but it feels like all of that was kind of put to the side. Greta Lee, who plays Lilypad, is part of the pond. This tablet era is taking over everyone. So guess what? Kids aren't playing with toys anymore. That's right. So toys are just left stranded, not knowing what it essentially feels like to be a toy anymore. And I think with the sidelining of some of the OG characters, it's an intentional choice, because just like how these toys are left out, just not being played with, we are left missing the toys because deep down, we want to be a kid again. When you're watching a movie like Toy Story 5, it's almost like you're counting the days till you get to go to Disneyland again. Disney effortlessly makes you feel like a kid again. Because what Pixar captured with the emotional awareness of how it is today for kids, quote unquote, tablet era. And I mean, you don't just feel for the kids, you don't just feel for the toys, but hell, at some point you start feeling for the tablets. And with that, I still feel like Toy Story 5 has some open-ended closure. Kind of like, hey, if the book closes and this is the chapter, I mean, But if another chapter was to write itself in, why not? Though I feel like if you are going to make another one, this maybe should be the one that ties everything in the bow wrapped onto the next. I feel like that's so hard because I feel like Toy Story reignites that love of being a kid again. Take me for an example as an adult who grew up on these movies. When I saw Toy Story 5, I still felt like that 3 or 4-year-old kid in front of the TV. You could argue that the villain is inherently the screens, but I think it's something bigger in each and all of us. I really enjoyed Toy Story 5. Toy Story 2 and 3 are like interchangeable, the upper echelon, can never be beat. Maybe when Toy Story 6 comes out, I'll do a rewatch of all 5 movies, and then I'll rank them. Toy Story 5 was great, and Pixar seemingly did it again and made one of the most successful animated films of all time because they're just so good at doing it for some reason. What were your thoughts on Toy Story 5, and what's your ranking of the Toy Story movies? And until next time,